Hello, guys. Welcome to another trade recap. Today we got some longs, and that's pretty much it. I only took one trade today, and I was actually looking for another pullback to New York, but that didn't happen. It happened afterwards, and I have a markup for that, and it wasn't a long. It was actually a short, which I will explain later. But yeah, this is the trade that I took today. Um, I took this entry over here. I saw people taking this entry like this. You know, but I was not really, I don't want to say interested. I just wanted to remain more patient on the charts over here because I was aware of the possible double break still working on these conditions, right? Despite the fact that we are bullish and everything, we have seen pretty much the double break just pretty much just work either, despite of having like the overall like direction higher. So I did wait a little bit and actually ended up taking the long once we reclaimed B1 more time. And I took profits at belly area high over here. And this is pretty much the account that I was trading. This is the trade. This is a lucid fund that I have on drawdown currently, almost out of drawdown, back to I guess like 300 away, no 400, almost $400 away from getting back to break even, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's the account that I traded today. And yeah, let's just explain why it took this long over here. So like I mentioned, I waited a little bit to take the longs. Now we can see that pretty much price formed this space over here at an overnight previous day. And to be honest, guys, I did gotta like shaking out when I saw this thing. Pretty much because it was like so close to opening range low, and I was like, bro, are we gonna actually double break? Like, what the fuck? But then price got above bebops over here, find another base over here, and now we're pushing back above New York. Now, the main idea that I got for this, it was just like, okay, I will allow the double break to happen. I really don't want to take the double break here, just because I wanted longs. Then, second of all, I recall, I think from I guess I don't recall if it was last week or it was 2 weeks ago. Where pretty much we're having this situation where double breaking despite the fact that we are bullish. So pretty much price is breaking open range high, going all the way to open range low, and then we are able to take longs because the BWAPs are still on alignment to the upside and the trend is higher. So pretty much I guess it's in those situations where we are double breaking counter trend, but then we can take a trade back with the overall trend. That's if that makes sense. So I was kind of low key expecting that to happen, and then price got like really close over here to open range. So I think it was just like 3 points here. Yeah, pretty much like 4 points. And I was like, I don't know, but this is looks kind of sketchy. So yeah, I ended up just taking this trade on one of my lucid funds. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take this trade on one account just because it's already like 11 and price we had like a deep pullback like what the fuck, and then NQ was holding up pretty good, so I was getting like a little bit of mixed signals. But I really like the close over here above New York, so I was like, you know what, just fuck it, bro, let me just send it on this account, and ended up working out really good. And not, a thing that I wanted to mention um is that when I was taking this trade, I was watching Bookmap on my other screen, and I was just seeing this like algo driven orders just showing up. Then they are taking out the orders, then showing up again above, and then taking out those orders again, showing up above, and then just like as price was moving higher, they were taking out those orders and just putting it above, taking orders, putting it above, taking orders. It was the same block of orders just moving higher, and I was watching that, and then I was also watching the CVD just rising. And when I was pretty much like at this area over here, I was just watching the CVD like this, Bill. Like on my other monitor, I just wanted to be sure that we're actually moving up on the CVD. That's the thing I was watching for. So I was watching that, and that's pretty much what kept me into the trade on this idea over here. And I pretty much got out these key levels, which is the previous day point of control and previous day value area high, and that's pretty much it on this trade. I know I could probably hold it all the way above over here, but I mean, I think this is a good area to exit over here, because I was thinking, okay, let me just exit over here. I think I can just find another trade later, and I kind of did, but this is just a markup. I just it's something that I wanted to test out, and I will just explain later. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, on this trade. Um, One of the I guess takeaways for this trade for me, just like to be more mindful of this, since the New York Bebop left opening range high, I think that we can diminish the probabilities of that double break to happen. You know, and since we got out of the range with the Bebop, I think that this does not mean that much. This is just we are pulling back to overnight and previous day BWAPs. We are finding a base and we're continuing the move higher. This should be the idea, not this, oh, it's because we had a deep pullback and now we're gonna like take this level over here. No, bro. Like we are in a clear trend higher. Once the New York BWAP leaves opening range high, we're in a clear trend higher. So that should be my conviction on this trade. And I shouldn't be like checking out because we got close to opening range low. I should be watching BWAP and where is BWAP, you know? So that's my takeaway for this on this trade. Now let's jump into the just one more thing. This is in Q while I was on that trade. So we can see pretty much in Q actually hold pretty up like pretty good. You know, we got BWAPs above opening range two. We got the previous day above opening range high two. Now the overnight's going below as I can support in price. I think this entry can be like on this candle over here or the previous candle like that. So it can be here or it can be here. Now with the actually retesting overnight, I think these are good entries. And the stop, I think can be like around. I don't want to use it for. I guess we can use it for belly gap. The thing is, it's just like we're like so close in the BWAPs. I don't see price going all the way over here. These respecting point of control and then moving higher. So that's why I think the stop can be like around here, because we last line of defense in this case I think will be the point of control over here, which is like this orange dot line over here. And now it's just being occupied by the price on because the market's still open over here. I don't know what the fuck is happening here, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then yeah, that's on NQ. Now this is the idea that I was, which it was the same thing on NQ and on ES. So the idea behind this short over here, I know it pretty much been buyers over day in a sense, but I mean the last time. So this is what I was like thinking. Um, so the last time we made a new high of day was pretty much 12.19, and from there price stalled here, and we just push lower, right? And then now BWAPs really did not like slope higher that much, in a sense. Um, so I was looking for a pullback like around this time frame, like around lunch, in my opinion, right? Because now we're coming into this area over here, pretty much like we never turned from BWAP, I guess here. But the thing is, so this is the key thing that I was watching. It was that we're point of control. We're on this. We have New York BWAP. We have point of control. We have Valley Area High. This is like a key area. If we're gonna hold it, we're gonna pretty much flush, or just move lower from here. The thing that I was watching was Bookmap. That's why I did not took a trade long. Well, I mean, this is not a trade that I took. It's just a markup. But the thing that got me waiting and just decided to do a markup instead of getting into a long was Bookmap. Because when we pretty much got to New York BWAP, I was watching Bookmap and there was no orders above. It was just pretty much dark. There was no orders above, and I was just seeing orders below. It was like hot below. And I know some of those orders were like algo driven because I was able to see, like the white line on the price level on Bookmap. You're able to see how many, I guess, algo, so people have controlled those orders, whatever. And I know most of them were like algo driven, but those were the only orders there, And I was watching like Bookmap. I was like, okay, let me see if I can see orders coming up above, and probably I can get into some longs on my combine. But that never happened, bro. It was just pretty much dark the entirety of the time. So I was like, okay, you know what? I think in this case, since pretty much we're under point of control and we're not actually moving high, we're not actually bouncing from BWAP. I think a good idea of a trade can be just take a short back to overnight, and then from overnight we can do whatever the fuck we want. Like we can just bounce, we can just melt. I don't know, I don't care. But I think we're gonna go back to overnight just because I don't see any orders above. And this is the idea that I marked out on once we pretty much broke New York, came above, then rejected over here. So I get like a break in to some people short back to overnight, which ended up getting hitting over here. And actually on NQ, I was watching both, and NQ got the targets first. So pretty much I was looking at the charts at the same time, and I did the two markups at the same time in a sense live, and price ended up hitting TP first on NQ here. That's pretty much the trade over there, and then ES took a little bit longer to actually get to overnight. But that's the main idea of this trade was that I was watching bookmap. I was seeing no orders above, and usually I have seen that when we have like this type of like, I guess, big ups with a considerable separation, we can probably find a trade from New York to overnight. Maybe you have like enough reason and conviction. In this case, my conviction for this was overnight was sorry, bookmap. There was pretty much nothing above, and also price was pretty much below point of control, Valeria high, and in this case also New York big up. So that's why I had this mark over here for the shorts. But again, I guess the main confluence for me was bookmap in this scenario. But yeah, this is I did not take the shot again. This is just something that I wanted to watch. I wanted to see if it ended up playing out, and it did. So it was a good read one on my side. And yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Um, I don't have anything else. Anything I was watching this probably like this entry over here, but I don't know, bro. I was looking for more of a consolidation. I'm open to take trades on handoffs, but I need to see more time consolidating, like finding a base here. I don't think this is enough for me in a sense. I would like to have more time on forming a base and then push higher. But I guess we can argue the fact that we can take this long over here and probably just like have to stop at New York, because we have again these key levels over here. We have the belly area high and the point of control, and also we have the handoff, and also we are above previous day's high. I guess we can just take the trade over here, I guess, something like that, and just like target this highs over here, looking for a short move higher. But I guess I felt to see that probably just gonna add this markup to my DRC, that we're pretty much holding these levels, and we can take the trade once we are above previous day's high level, just to target this highs. I guess that will be the entry for this type of trading over here. But again, I was not feeling it over here. I wanted to see like a deeper pullback, or at least more consolidation around the handoff. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for me today. We got some longs. We're green of the day. I did not take another trade, and I hope you guys learned something from my markups. And I hope you guys learned something also from your own trading today, and your journal and your DRC. And yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it for me today. And see you guys tomorrow. Take care.